Steve? Amen.
No. Sorry? I would have hit admitted first case. Schaefer. Mr. Schaefer, if you would turn your video off, please. All right, we're on the record in 24 CPR 041781, the state of Tehran E. Schaefer. All those who intend to testify, if you'd raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. Mr. Schaefer, if you could unmute yourself, please.
At the bottom of the screen, Kent. And look at the bottom left and see if you see a little microphone.
How's that?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
If you could just respond in the affirmative, please.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's sufficient. Counselor, why don't you go ahead and proceed with your prove-up?
Thank you, Your Honor. Will you please state your name for the court?
Kenton E. Schaefer.
And how are you related to the decedent, Taryn E. Schaefer?
Brother, younger brother.
And did Taryn E. Schaefer die on October 23rd, 2014 in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County?
Correct. Yes.
And he was domiciled and residing in Fort Bend at the time of his death?
Correct. Yes.
Judge, I'd like to ask the court to take judicial notice that the original of the will is on file with the court.
The court shall take judicial notice.
Thank you. And Judge, could you put up the will for us, please?
Sure, 1 minute.
And do you recognize that as your brother's will?
I do indeed, yes.
And that will was dated May 17th, 2017. Do you have any reason to think that will was ever revoked?
No,
Okay, we're going to look at the end, and you is that his signature there on the will?
that is indeed. Yes,
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Is it true that a necessity exists for the administration of this estate?
yes,
And no children were born to or adopted by your brother after the date of the will. Is that correct?
correct.
And your no marriage was ever dissolved after the will was made. Is that correct?
Correct.
The will names you, Kenton E. Schaefer, as independent executor to serve. Do you know any reason you'd be disqualified?
No,
The will does not name the state, a government agency of the state, or a charity. Is that true?
correct. True.
Judge, we don't believe this is a taxable estate. We'd like to ask that you waive appraisers.
Quarter of the testimony of Ken E. Schaefer. He testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will into probate and appoint Mr. Schaefer as independent executor to serve without bond, and appraisers will be waived as well. Mr.
Thank you,
Schaefer,
Your Honor.
very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, anything further for the record, Counselor?
No, Your Honor. May we be excused?
You may. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Your Honor. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Annie, you can bring in the next case. If everybody could turn their video on, please. Ms. Watson, if you could turn your video on, please.
Your Honor, perhaps she stepped away while in the waiting room. Can I mute myself and call her very quickly and see what is going on?
Oh, there she is. Okay. I think we have everybody now. So we are on the record in 24 CPR 041668, estate of Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III. All those who intend to testify, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
If you could unmute yourself when you respond, please. Ms. Watson and Ms. Bimsdorfer, you are still muted, please. If you could unmute yourself.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. I do.
Very good. All right, you can lower your hands. All right, Ms. Cope, you may proceed with your provo.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Amy Bemisturfer first. Ms. Bemisturfer, if you could unmute yourself, but also leave your video on.
We go.
Okay, great. Can you please state your name for the court?
Amy Bemisturfer.
And your father was Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III?
Yes.
And did he die on or about January 24th, 2021 at home in Fort Bend County, Texas at the age of 70, correct?
Yes.
And he was a resident of Fort Bend County with a domicile at 1308 Yorktown Street, Richmond, Fort Bend County, Texas, 77469 at the time of his death?
Yes.
And Your Honor, or could the court show the will?
Yes, I'll
The
pull it up
holographic will.
in a minute.
What happened?
And Ms. Bemisturfer, is this your father's will?
Yes.
And do you recognize this holographic will?
Yes.
And is it dated December 14th, 2020?
Yes.
And do you recognize his handwriting in the body of this holographic will?
Yes.
And do you recognize his signature on this will?
Yes.
Okay. And is it true that he died without revoking this will?
Yes.
And there were no children born to or adopted by your father after the execution of the will. Is that right?
That's correct.
And is it true that at the time of the execution of this will that your father was of sound mind and was at least 18 years of age?
Yes.
And is it true that he did not have a marriage dissolve after the execution of this will?
No. Yes, that is true. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. And 4 years have not elapsed between your father's death and the date when we filed the application for probate of his holographic will, correct?
Correct.
And is it true that your father did not name the state of Texas, a governmental agency, or any charity under his will, correct?
That's correct.
And at the time of his death, did your father own own property valued greater than $20,000 in Fort Bend County?
Yes.
And does a necessity exist for the administration of your father's estate?
Yes.
And does the will appoint you, Amy Bemisturfer, as independent executor?
Yes.
Okay. And does the will does not state that you should serve without bond, is that right?
Not reading it there. No.
Okay. But you have consented to yourself serving without bond, is that right?
Correct.
And there's no reason that you are unable or disqualified from serving as independent executor, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And are you asking this court to waive the necessity of appraisers?
Yes.
And is it true that your father did not receive Medicaid benefits after March 1st, 2015?
That's correct.
Okay. And as far as you know, this is a non-taxable estate, correct?
Correct.
Pass this witness, Your Honor.
Call your next witness.
I'll call Karen Watson, Your Honor.
Would you like me to leave the will up or do you want me to go ahead and pull it down?
No, if you could leave it up, I'm gonna go very quickly into asking her questions about the will.
Very good.
Ms. Watson, can you please state your name for the court?
Erin Lynn Watson.
And were you personally acquainted with Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III?
Yes,
And were you well acquainted with his handwriting and signature?
yes, I was.
And can you see the will that is being presented by the court on the screen?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, and looking at that will, is this document wholly in the handwriting of Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and do you see that signature there at the bottom of the purported will?
Yes,
Okay, and is that the signature of Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III?
yes,
And to the best of your knowledge, on December 14th, 2020, the date that he executed this will, was Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III, of sound mind and at least 18 years of age.
yes.
And can you very briefly put on the record how you knew Mr. Brothers and how you are familiar with his handwriting and signature?
He was my brother, and I used to tutor him when he was younger and he was ill. And I also worked with him on some of his racing projects. I saw his handwriting frequently.
Pass this witness, Your Honor.
Well, your next witness.
I'll call Hannah Brothers, Your Honor. Hannah, or I'm sorry, Hannah, can you state your name for the court?
Yes, Hannah Brothers.
And were you personally acquainted with Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III?
Yes,
And how were you acquainted with him?
he was my grandfather.
And- I'm sorry.
And
Were-
we lived with him, and we lived right next door to him.
And were you well acquainted with his handwriting and signature?
Yes.
How so?
He tutored me with my math and English, and just like letters, and Christmas cards, stuff like that.
Okay. And looking at the will that the court is presenting on the screen, is this document wholly in Charles Brothers' handwriting?
Yes.
And do you see the signature at the bottom?
Yes.
Is that the signature of Charles Brothers, aka Charles Shields Brothers III?
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, on December 14th, 2020, the date that he executed the will, was he of sound mind and at least 18 years of age?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'll pass this witness and ask that you admit this holographic will to probate, waive the necessity of praisers, and issue letters testamentary to Amy B. Misturfer without bond.
Right, the court heard the testimony of Amy B. Misturfer, Karen Watson, and Hannah Brothers. They testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, validity of the holographic will, and other facts. The court will admit the holographic will into probate and appoint Ms. Beamsdorfer as independent executrix to serve without bond, and appraisers will be waived in this. I will also appoint Moore and King LLP as the resident agent in this case as well.
Thank
I'm
you.
very sorry for y'all's loss.
Thank you so much.
May we be excused?
Yeah. Yes, you may, Ms. Cope. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's my niece. I guess that's it. Should I wait for somebody to hang up or I don't know.
Bring in the next case. Maybe Mr. Meeks,
Yes, sir.
the witness on this case, will he be joining us separately?
My understanding he was going to be with the applicant. Is he not here?
Okay, I believe there's two people in the
Yes.
applicant's video, so I assume that to be our witness.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 24 CPR 040947, estate of Elizabeth Louise Hensley, aka Elizabeth Louise Candidate Hensley. All those who intend to testify, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. You'll need to unmute yourself to respond, please.
Looks like the phone doesn't want to cooperate.
I do.
I do. All right, very good. Mr. Meeks, why don't you go ahead and proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's start with Ms. Carter. Ms. Carter, will you state your name for the record?
Karen Faye Carter.
And you're also known as Karen Faye Hensley Carter, the name in your mother's purported will.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Elizabeth Louise Hensley was your mother, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And she was also known as Elizabeth Louise Kennedy Hensley, the name on her purported last will?
Yes, sir.
And did she die on October 3rd in Richmond, Fort Bend County, Texas, at the age of 87 years old?
Yes, sir.
Was she a resident and had a fixed place of residence in Fort Bend County, Texas?
Yes, sir.
The court is going to put on the screen the purported will. I'd like you to take a look at that when they can put that up for us. This is the will that you provided for the court, and I filed it and gave it to them. Do you see that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Is that the signature of your mother right there, Elizabeth L. Hensley?
Yes, sir, it is.
And was she at least 18 years of age and of sound mind when she executed this will?
Yes, sir.
Did she ever revoke or change this will as far as you know?
No, sir.
That's 4 years elapsed since the date of her death?
Yes, sir. Wait. No.
She died
No,
in
sir.
2022, so it hasn't been 4
No,
years.
no, sir.
Right, that was a poorly worded question. Sorry about that. Has any contest or objection to the probate of this will been made?
No, sir.
Were there any children born to or adopted by your mother after she executed this will?
No, sir.
And were any of her marriages dissolved after she executed this will?
No, sir.
She was single and she remained single after she signed this will. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Is any state, governmental agency, or charitable organization named as a beneficiary or devotee of this will?
No, sir.
Did your mother receive Medicaid benefits on or after March 1, 2005?
No, sir.
And does her estate owe any unpaid debt other than possibly debt secured by a lien on real estate?
No, sir.
And is there a necessity for us to administer this will as a full probate?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do we have any debts or other things that we need other than just probating this will as a muniment of title?
No, sir.
So we're not asking the court for a full administration with you as the executor. We're just doing a muniment of title.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, that's all the questions I have for this witness.
Call your next witness.
I call Ron Woods. Mr. Woods, would you state your name for the court?
Ronald Woods Jr.
And were you personally acquainted with Elizabeth Louise Hensley, the decedent?
Yes, sir, I was.
Now, was she also known as Elizabeth Louise Kennedy Hensley, the name on her purported last will?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you aware that she died on October 3rd, 2022?
Yes, sir, I was.
And were you well acquainted with her signature?
I wouldn't say well acquainted. I've seen her signature on checks and things that she signed. Yes, sir.
Okay.
She used to write me checks for doing monitor yard and things. So maybe I could say, I wouldn't say well acquainted, but I could recognize it.
Okay. Let me show you how the court's going to put up her last will and testament, the one that's been provided to the court. I'd like you to take a look at that. Are you able to see that now on your screen?
It says Elizabeth L. Hensley. Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you recognize that as the way she signed the checks and the other things that you saw over the years?
Yes, sir, it was.
And Were you present when she signed this document?
No, sir, I was not.
Yes, you were.
Oh, I was? Yes, we went to yeah, when she signed it in her room. I didn't go. I thought you meant when I go to court or something. No, sir, I was there when she signed it at the house. Yes.
And you were actually there in the room and you saw her signing this document?
Yes, sir.
And you knew she was signing her last will and testament at that time?
Yes, sir.
And she was over 18 years of age and in your estimation of sound mind when she signed it?
Yes, sir.
As far as you know, did she ever revoke or change this will?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
That's all the questions I have for this witness, Your Honor.
Any
We're
further witnesses?
No, sir. Mr. Woods was one of the witnesses that saw the will signed.
All right. Court heard the testimony of Karen Faye Carter and Ronald Woods. They testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will and the probate as a muniment of title. However, I will not waive the affidavit of fulfillment of terms in this case. Mr. Weeks, anything further for the record?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Carter, Mr. Woods, I'm sorry for y'all's loss.
Thank you.
All right, y'all are free to go. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how to get out of here.
Yeah. All right, can everybody hear me?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Mr. Verghese?
Yes, Your Honor.
Wonderful. All right, we are on the record in 24 CPR 041698, the state of Jacob Chaco, also known as Jacob, and I apologize if I mispronounce this, Vaza Akalilil Chaco.
Carlisle. Yeah.
My apologies.
That's okay, Judge.
All those who intend to testify, if you'd raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Yes.
Very good. You can lower your hands. Ms. Patel, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. I'd like to call David Varghese. Can you please state your name for the court, David?
David Verghese.
Are you a friend of Jacob Chaco?
Yes.
And how long have you known him?
Over 30 years.
Were you present when he signed his purported last will and testament dated December 30th, 2020?
Yes.
Judge, would you like me to put the will on the screen?
You may.
Can you see my screen, David?
Yes.
Okay. Is this your handwriting on this page?
Yes.
And you were present when he signed the will, and this, to the best of your knowledge, this is his correct signature, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, at the time of the execution of the will, was he of sound mind and at least 18 years of age?
Yes to both.
Okay. And to the best of your knowledge, is this the same will that you witnessed him sign?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And do you have any interest in his estate?
No, I don't.
Okay. I pass the witness, Judge.
You may call your next witness.
I would like to call Jackson. Jackson, can you please state your name for the court?
My name is Jackson Jacob.
Are you the son of Jacob Chaco, also known as Jacob? I'm going to mess this up as well. Vazak
Baracalayo.
Chaco, who died on August 19th, 2024 in Sugar Land, Fort Bend County, Texas.
Yes.
Was he age 88 at the time of his death?
Yes.
Was he domiciled and owned property in Fort Bend County, Texas at the time of his death?
Yes.
To your knowledge, did he die without revoking his will dated December 30th, 2020?
Yes.
And to your knowledge, is this a true and correct copy of his will?
Yes.
Right. Were there any children born to or adopted by him after the execution of this will?
No.
And was he of sound mind and at least 18 years of age?
Yes.
Did he have a marriage dissolve after the will was made?
No.
Have 4 years elapsed between the date of his death and the date when the application for the probate of his will was filed?
No.
Did he ever receive Medicaid benefits?
No.
And is any Texas governmental entity or a charity a devisee under the will?
No.
And does a necessity exist for the administration of his will?
No.
I pass
I mean,
the witness.
No. So,
Right. I pass the witness, Judge.
Right. Any further witnesses?
No, Judge.
Very good. Quarter the testimony of David Varghese and Jackson Jacob. They testified as to the proof of death, validity of the will, and other facts. The court will admit the will and the probate as a muniment of title. And with regards to the affidavit of fulfillment of terms, I will not waive that today. So that will need to be completed.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Jacob, I'm sorry for your loss. Mr. Varghese, thank you so much for coming to help testify today. Ms. Patel, anything further for the record?
No, Judge, that's all.
All right. Y'all have a good day then.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bless you. Print the email, put it in the file. Mr. Love is having issues, it seems like. Mr. Love, are you there?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. We had Miss Oscar here. She dropped off again. We may have to come back to you. I'm going to give her just a moment to see if she pops back in.
Yes, Your Honor. She's not a critical witness in this matter, Your Honor. This is just an application to review transfers. So I wasn't going to call her unless you needed more information from her. So I'm ready.
All right, well, go ahead and, well, let's get on the record first. We're on the record in 24 CPR 041684, guardianship of Olivia Harrell. Mr. Love, you may proceed with any statements you'd like to make regarding this case. And if you need to call, if I feel like a witness is needed, I'll have you call the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're here at the Health and Human Services Commission to request the court to review a transferred guardianship from Harris County here to Fort Bend County under 1023.010 of the Texas Estates Code. The ward has been relocated to Stafford, Texas, which is within the jurisdiction of Fort Bend County. Excuse me. The last annual report, or the current order appointing guardianship, is attached as Exhibit A to this application for transfer. And the last annual report that was approved by the Harris County Court is also attached as Exhibit B. Your Honor, the business of the guardianship, because the ward is now located within the jurisdiction of Fort Bend County, is an appropriate place for the business of this guardianship to continue. And I would ask the court to approve the review of transfer, allow HHSC to renew letters of guardianship in Fort Bend County.
All right, the court will accept the guardianship and sign off on the orders here shortly. I don't need a witness, Counselor. Thank you for the quick prove up.
Yes, Your Honor. Always at the pleasure of the court. Let me know if I can do anything.
Thank you, Mr. Love. Have a good one.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
I can't hear anyone.
You cannot hear me, Mr. Leonard?
Now I can, yes, sir.
Okay. Now we've got one more individual, Charles Ayer.
There he is.
Oh. All right, let's go ahead and get on the record. We're on the record in 24 CPR 040884, state of Michelle Ikose Iboa, and I apologize if I mispronounce that name. All those who intend to testify, if you would raise your right hand to be sworn by the court. Do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If you could respond by unmuting your Zoom.
So help me God.
So
help me God.
Oh. Ms. Dernbach, are you in the same room with somebody else that's on Zoom here today?
Yes.
We're getting a lot of feedback because of that. You'll need to go into a separate room if possible.
Or just scoot over.
Or just share the same camera. That's correct. You could do that as well. Okay. I think everybody is fully connected and we're ready to proceed. Mr. Leonard, we're going to start with the airship. Once that's completed, then we'll move into the administration.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
Your Honor, I'd like to call Ms. Joy Dernbach to the stand.
Yes.
Ms. Dernbach, would you please state your name for the court?
Joy Denberg.
You are the sister of Michelle Ebo, the descendant, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Where do you live?
I live in San Marcos, California.
As your attorney and you and I have agreed that I will act as your resident agent for service of process in this matter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did Michelle Ebo die on January the 9th in Houston, Harris County, Texas?
Yes.
Was Michelle Ebo 49 years of age at the time of her death?
Yes.
Did she reside at 16122 Soaring Eagle Drive, Houston, Texas 77083 as her last known address before her death?
Yes.
Did she die without leaving a written will to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
At the time of her death, did Michelle Ebo own property valued in excess of $50,000 in Houston, Texas?
Yes.
At the time of her death, did Michelle Ebo own any real property?
Yes.
Is it true that the decedent had two children, namely Vivian Ebo and Daniel Ebo, which are the only heirs of the Michelle Ebo estate?
Yes.
Is it true that there were no other children born to or formally adopted by the decedent Michelle Ebo?
No other children.
Is it true that the decedent Michelle Ebo was a widow?
Yes.
Did the decedent marry again after her husband's death?
No.
Would you say there exists a necessity for the administration of the decedent's estate?
Yes.
You are requesting that an independent administration be created pursuant to section 401.003 of the Texas Estates Code?
Yes.
Is it true that Vivian Ebo, Daniel Ebo, and you, Joy Dernbach, have filed waivers of citation, consent to the independent administration here?
Yes.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
Is there any reason why you, Joy Dernbach, should not serve as independent administratrix of the estate and receive letters of independent administration?
No.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. McCullough.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Dernbach, you and I had an opportunity to speak regarding your sister. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And so we spoke about her illness and whether or not she had a will in this matter. Do you recall that?
Yes.
And did she ever discuss with you making a will?
No.
Okay. And prior to her death, she was dealing with, I believe, cancer and some other medical issues, correct?
Correct.
So that was something that you and her potentially had a chance to talk about if she had a will or any sort of estate planning. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And to your knowledge, she never indicated to you that she had a will or was in the process of making a will, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we discussed all the things that Mr. Leonard spoke about that you've already answered, correct?
Correct.
Okay, with regards especially to her two children and her husband who's already been deceased, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to pass the witness.
Call your next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to call Miss Akunwumi.
Yeah.
Miss
Yes.
Akunwumi, could you please state your name for the court?
Igito Akinwumi.
How did you know the decedent Michelle Ebo?
She was a family friend.
How long did you know the decedent Michelle Ebo?
Over 30 years.
Were you well acquainted with the decedent Michelle Ebo and her family history?
Yes.
Do you know Joy Dernbach as the decedent's sister?
Yes.
Are you aware that Michelle Ebo was married?
Yes.
Are you aware that she was a widow?
Yes.
Were you aware that the decedent Michelle Ebo had two children named Daniel and Vivian Ebo?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, did the decedent leave a will?
No.
Do you have an interest in this estate?
No.
Do you stand to gain anything from this estate as a result of decedent's death?
No.
Have you been paid for your testimony today?
No.
I pass the witness, Your Honor.
McCullough.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, do you recall that we spoke on the telephone a few months ago regarding Ms. Ebo?
Yes.
And you filled out a questionnaire for me and returned that to me. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
And that information on that questionnaire was true and correct. Is that true?
Yeah. Yes.
And you know that the decedent had 2 children. Is that correct?
Yes.
And if she were to have any other children, is that something you believe you would know about?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And is it your understanding that Miss Ebo, she was actually married or resided in, I believe, Nigeria for a good portion of her life?
She grew up in Nigeria, then moved to the United States.
Okay. But if she had any children while she resided in Nigeria, this is something that you would be aware of or she would discuss with you, correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we also spoke with regards to her having a will, correct?
We spoke in regards to that, yes.
And you and her had discussions on her making a will, is that correct?
Yeah, but she never made one.
But because of her illness, she never actually formally drafted or created a will, is that correct?
Yeah. Yes.
And if she had, that's something that she would have discussed with you, is that correct?
Yes, she would have.
Okay. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
All right, next witness.
Yes, Your Honor, I'd like to call Mr. Charles Ayari to the stand. Would you please state your name for the court?
My name is Charles Ayari Jr.
How did you know the decedent Michelle Ebo?
She was my aunt.
Were you well acquainted with her family history?
Yes.
Do you know Joy Dernbach as the decedent's sister?
Yes.
Are you aware that Michelle Ebo was married?
Yes.
Were you also aware that Michelle Ebo was a widow?
Yes.
And that Michelle Ebo had 2 children named Vivian and Daniel Ebo?
Yes.
To the best of your knowledge, did the decedent leave a will?
No.
Do you have an interest in this estate?
No.
Do you stand to gain anything from this estate as a result of the decedent's death?
No.
Have you been paid for your testimony here today?
No.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
McCullough.
Yes, sir. Charles, how are you this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You and I had an opportunity to discuss this case over the phone several months ago. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you also filled out a questionnaire for me and sent it back to me. Is that correct?
Correct.
And that information on that questionnaire was true and correct.
Correct. Yes.
And much of that information was asked to you by Mr. Leonard. Is that true?
Correct.
Okay. And to your knowledge, your aunt never claimed to have any other children other than Daniel and Vivian. Is that correct?
Yes.
And she never had anyone reside in her home or hold themselves out to be a child of hers other than Daniel or Vivian, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And to your knowledge, your aunt never discussed with you making a will or doing any sort of estate planning during her sickness. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Judge, I'll pass the witness.
Mr. Leonard, any further witnesses for the airship?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
Okay. After listening to testimony of Charles Ayari Jr. and Joe Dernbach and Iga Itu Akinwunmi, the court finds by clear and convincing evidence the decedent's heirs are those listed in the judgment declaring heirship. Mr. McCullough, I'm going to discharge you from your duties as attorney ad litem and award you a fee in the amount of, is it $650? Is that what you have on your?
Yes, Judge, the standard amount.
All right, $650. Mr. McCullough, you are free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. As for the witnesses to the airship, you are welcome to stick around for the remainder of this hearing, or you are free to go as well. Mr. Leonard, why don't you go ahead and call your first witness for the administration?
For the administration, I'd like to call Miss Joy Dernbach.
Okay, proceed.
Yes, Miss Joy Dernbach, to the best of your knowledge, was there a conversation between you and Mrs. Ebo regarding estate planning?
Yeah, we had a conversation, but she never did a will. She never acted on the will planning.
Your Honor, I believe I asked most of my questions at the initial, when I initially talked to Ms. Dernbach.
Ms. Sternbach, are you disqualified from serving by any means? Did you hear me, Ms. Sternbach?
Yes.
Are you
What was the question?
from serving? Have you been convicted of a felony, or are you under indictment for a felony?
No.
All right, and there is a necessity for this administration, correct, Ms. Sternbach?
Correct.
Okay. After listening to testimony of Joe O. Dernbach, the court finds decedent died in testate, and there's a necessity for administration. The court will grant the request the applicant appoint Joe O. Dernbach as independent administrator of the estate. However, I will also appoint Mr. Leonard as the resident agent in this case.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm very
Thank you,
sorry
Your
for everybody's loss. Thank you for the witnesses for coming in to testify and helping us with this matter. Mr. Leonard, is there anything further for the record?
No, Your Honor, no, nothing else.
All right, very good. Y'all have a good day. Free to go.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Your
sir.
Honor.
Thank you, Your
sir.
Honor.
Thank you. Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fingerhop, make sure that's turned on. Should be a little green light at the bottom. Okay. Let's bring in Klein.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Mr. Engelhop, I know Will's going to be, Mr. Colgan will be joining me in a few. I don't know if Mr. Klein has, Robert Klein.
He was present, but he has left.
Okay.
Ms. Kopecki, if you could turn your video on, please. There we go.
Sorry, I'm muted. How are you?
Very good. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're on the record in 22 CPR 037456, the state of Harry G. Klein. I want the record to reflect that Robert Klein was present in the Zoom waiting room. However, when this case was reached, he was no longer present in the Zoom waiting room. We are proceeding without him at this time. All right, Ms. Davis, it's my understanding you're going to prove this up with the use of the ad litem's report and the genealogist's report as well.
All right, Your Honor. All right, thank you, Your Honor. I would ask the court to take judicial notice of the genealogy report that was prepared by David Clare on January 15th, 2024, which provides us with the marital and family history of the decedent Harry G. Klein. We also have the ad litem report of William Engelhop that was prepared on January 25th, 2023.
The court shall take judicial notice.
Okay, Your Honor, I would like to call the applicant, Jennifer Kopecky.
Ms. Kopecky, if you'd raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you provide here today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, very good. Ms. Davis?
Thank you. Will you please state your full name for the court records?
Jennifer Lene Kopecky.
All right, and what is your relationship to the decedent Harry G. Klein?
Harry G. Klein was my grandfather, my mother's father.
Okay, and did you ever meet Mr. Klein, your grandfather?
No, he was deceased prior to my birth.
Okay, and during these proceedings and just throughout your lifetime, have you become acquainted with the family and marital history of Harry G. Klein through the genealogy report as well as the ad litem report?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and is it your understanding that Harry G. Klein died without a will?
Yes, that's my understanding.
Okay, and at the time that your grandfather passed away, was he married?
Yes.
And who is he married to?
To Adele Klein, my grandmother, my mother's mom.
All right, and do you have any knowledge based upon the reports that are on file with the court whether Harry Klein was married to anyone else besides Adele Klein?
According to the records that I have access to, yes, he was married once before.
Okay, and was that marriage to a Sarah Klein?
Yes.
All right. And were there any children that were born to or adopted by Harry Klein?
The first marriage, he had one child from my understanding based on the reports. And then his second marriage with my grandmother, he had one child, Patricia Christian, or Klein at the time.
Okay, and was the one child that was born to the marriage of Sarah with Sarah Klein, did that produce a son from your understanding, Robert Klein?
Yes.
All right. And to your knowledge, were there any other children that were born to or adopted by Harry Klein?
No.
Okay. And to your knowledge, any other kids that he took into his home other than those?
Right.
Right.
So when he married my grandmother, Adele, she had one child prior to, and so he did assume the care of Mary Ann at that time, was my mother's half sister.
Okay. And to your knowledge, did Harry Klein ever legally adopt Mary Ann?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And as we have as the court has stated that Robert Klein was present on the call, and as far as we know, he is alive. There was some concern on whether he actually existed or whether he was alive if he did exist. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And your mom has since passed away, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And what was her date of death?
Was the July 19th.
Was it July 23rd, 2019?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
I have
no,
it
that's
written down,
okay.
but July
That's okay.
23rd of 19. Yeah, so it has been 5 years.
Okay. So at the time that Harry Klein passed away, she was alive. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. And your mother, though, when she passed, she did have a valid will. Is that right?
Yes.
And that was probate. That has since been probated in one of the courts, Fort Bend County Courts here, County Court at Law number 6. Is that correct?
Correct.
And your mother's estate left everything to your father?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And so based upon the ad litems report and the genealogy report, at the time that your grandfather, Harry Klein, passed away, Robert Klein and your mother, Patricia Christian, were his heirs. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I do pass the witness.
I
I just have a couple quick questions for you, Jennifer. Jennifer, your mom is Patricia Christian, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And she had survived your grandfather, correct? Harry Klein?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And you didn't know about Robert Klein, the son, through your life. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You only learned about him based upon the genealogies and and my report, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And other than that, everything else in the genealogical report and my report is in line with what you know about your grandfather, correct?
Yes, correct.
Anything in there that, besides Robert Klein, of course, that surprised you, or you thought that doesn't make any sense?
No, nothing. That was the only surprise. And there was a little bit of information that took us down this path based on the property. And so, based on your report is my first knowledge of his existence.
Does anyone else in your family that's still alive know of Robert Klein?
Not prior to these events. Based on the information, not a whole lot of immediate family or even extended family that are still alive. And so based on this information I have shared with my family, but they were not aware prior to.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Davis, anything further for the heirship?
No, Your Honor. I know as far as Engelhop, his fees, we have agreed to those fees, and those are on file with the court. And that we're requesting that those fees the $2,500 be taken from the registry of the court.
All right. After listening to the testimony of Jennifer Kopecky and through the genealogy report and the attorney ad litem report, the court finds by clear and convincing evidence the decedent's heirs are those listed in the judgment declaring heirship. I'm going to discharge Mr. Engelhaupt as attorney ad litem in this matter and award him a fee in the amount of $2,500 to be paid out of the registry of the court. The funds that are in the registry of the court, I should say.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
You're free to go if you like, or you can stick around.
See it through. We appreciate all your help on this case.
Thank you very much.
All right, Ms. Davis, do we want to proceed with the dependent administration?
Yes, Your Honor, we would.
Okay.
So, all right. Thank you, Mr. Engelhaupt. Appreciate it. Ms. Kopecky, you applied for the administration of your grandfather's estate. Is that correct?
Yes.
And your grandfather, Harry G. Klein, died on or about September 2nd, 1971 in Needville, Fort Bend County, Texas.
That is correct.
And at the time he passed away, he was 67 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time that your grandfather passed away, he was a resident of Fort Bend County.
Yes.
And Mr. Klein, 4 years have actually passed, obviously, since he passed away in 1971 and the filing of your application. However, is it your testimony today that there is a need for the administration of the estate in order to handle the funds that are in the registry of the court from a condemnation proceeding?
Yes.
And to distribute any other real property assets in which your grandfather may have had an interest?
Yes.
All right. Is this a taxable estate as far as you understand? Is this estate worth, millions or 13.1 million?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
It would be nice.
Exactly.
Are you qualified to serve as administrator?
Yes, I am.
Do you know of any reason why you should be disqualified?
No.
Have you ever been convicted of any felony or crime of moral turpitude?
No.
Okay. And you understand that we have served Robert Klein
your grandfather's son in this matter, but he has not filed a waiver or consent to independent administration, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and so you understand, therefore, the court will have to appoint you as dependent administrator.
Right. Yes.
Okay, you are requesting, do you have any knowledge of what assets, besides the 47,000? I believe the exact number is $47,619.84, approximately, that's in the registry of the court. Are there any other liquid assets that you are aware of?
No, not that I'm aware of. They're outside of property, and I don't believe that was considered liquid assets.
Okay. And are you requesting that this court appoint you as dependent administrator for your grandfather's estate, Harry Klein?
Yes, that is my request.
Okay. Your Honor, we are requesting, if the court allows, that it be without bond, since there is not liquidity that she has access to, that she would have to, file an application for any reimbursement or any fees. So we are requesting that the court, if they would entertain that that there would be no bond on this.
What is the real property valued at?
I think the CAD, that is, he has a partial ownership in that. I think the CAD maybe has it listed somewhere around 200.
But he has a partial ownership of that?
Yes.
What's his ownership percentage?
It would be, I think it's a 1/4. Because the wife had a half interest and then his half interest. So this was something that's new. This is the homestead of Ms. Kopecki's father. So that was new information, realizing he existed. Which there's no expectation that they're selling it, because her father has lived on that land for how many years?
For 53 years.
All right, after listening to testimony of Jennifer Kopecki, the court finds the decedent died intestate and there's a necessity for administration. The court will grant the request of the applicant, appoint Jennifer Kopecki as dependent administrator of the estate, but I am going to set bond in the amount of $50,000.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you all.
All right.
I'm glad we could bring this to a conclusion, essentially, or close to it, I should say.
Yes, it has been a long time coming. So we appreciate everybody's assistance. Certainly, Annie, thank you so much for all of your help in getting us here to this finish line. At least one of them, the first one.
The first finish line, yes.
Right.
Okay, thank you all so much. Y'all have a great day.
All right, thank you. You too, Judge.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.